One thing I really find the most fun in games is having good movement. And I can't not put good movement in my own game. So that's what I have to show for this devlog, a bunch of different movement options. I'm so glad to finally be able to say this. So, welcome to this devlog. I'm making a roguelike game in Unity called Drillbit, where you play as a character with a huge ass drill on their hand. Before we fully get into it, I've realized that I've gone through a month's worth of videos without really introducing myself. Anyway, the name's Philip. I'm currently in my last year of uni, accomplishing what is essentially a game development degree. I started playing around with making games for about 4 years now, but honestly, I've only really gotten into the groove of it the past 2 years. Now, the real reason I'm making this devlog is so that I can actually force myself to work and put something out there, regularly releasing a video to show that I'm actually making some sort of progress. Initially, I was actually going to postpone this video to make the game look a bit better for the video, but I figured if I postpone this any longer, I'm just going to keep on moving the upload date and not actually upload anything. I've been really itching to work on a larger project after numerous game jams and games for uni. So here we are. Let's talk more about Drillbit. Let's start with the double jump. You may notice that this is awfully similar to Kingdom Hearts 2's aerial dodge. That's because I took a lot of inspiration from Kingdom Hearts 2. So consequently, this aerial dodge, outside of just allowing me to jump a second time vertically, I made it so that if you input the aerial dodge while holding a direction, you gain extra velocity in that direction, strengthening its identity as a dodge over just being a double jump. And since we were in the topic of Kingdom Hearts 2, that brings us another of our movement options, the air slide. Though in this game, I'm just calling it an air dash. This movement ability allows the player to move perfectly horizontally in the inputted direction. That is, gravity isn't applied while you're dashing in the air. I added this in since it felt like a much better positioning tool, considering its consistency in terms of distance. Additionally, this acts as a momentum resetter in the air, since I've made it so that it kills all of your aerial momentum at the end of the dash. However, it can also be used as a primer for a momentum boost. I'm taking a bit of inspiration from the 2D platformer Celeste. In that game, when you combine your dash with your jump, you gain an extra boost in momentum. There are numerous ways that you can combine your dash and jump in Celeste, each of them providing a lot of different benefits depending on the situation or the level that you're in. For now, I have one primary way of combining the dash and the jump, and I like to call it dash canceling. So basically, how it works is instead of jumping, then dashing to cancel your momentum, you dash first, then you jump. And the game gives you this boost in momentum, allowing you to cover much more distance in the air. You can cancel your dash with a jump at any moment as well, which allows it to be a decent burst option if you want it to be. Consequently, the grounded version of the dash, the dodge roll, also has the same properties, allowing you to combo in a dodge roll to a jump, which procs the roll cancel, then to a dash, then to an aerial dodge that procs the dash cancel, allowing you to cover as much distance as possible in this string of movement abilities. However, if you don't want to get too far, I've also added a way to ensure that the player always has a way to control their aerial movement. The game gives you the ability to fast fall, which just kills all of your momentum and sends you straight down. Honestly, not sure if I like this mechanic yet, since it feels like kind of a patch or a duct tape fix for when the player gets too much momentum and starts overshooting their destination. I'm probably going to revisit this mechanic in the future, but for now it feels okay. It feels good. So now you may ask, but what about the drill? That's the whole point of the game, right? Well, since we are talking about movement, there's a certain blue spiky boy that I took inspiration from. This mechanic was really fun to make. I added in a lock-on function to give the player control over what they're targeting. There is also an auto lock-on which targets the closest target on the screen, and I still want to play with the cooldowns of the drill punch, but it does get quite funny when you lower the cooldown and then you can start spamming on the targets. At first, I was going to replicate Loader's Punch from Risk of Rain 2, but when I had it in the game, it didn't feel quite good with the current kit. I thought about it a bit, and the reason was since Loader's kit is designed around the idea of having a big burst of damage, so her movement abilities complemented that. Her swing came out with the same cooldown as her punch, so you always have the ability to charge up that swing and gain a high amount of momentum towards getting that punch. On the other hand, my game tries to give you as much movement abilities as at all times, and it doesn't quite mesh well with the idea of having to charge a punch while you're moving around a lot. And then for Loader's kit, you only have your main movement option, at least normally. Of course, there are items in that game that allow you to get more, but at least normally you only really have that one punch that you're building up to and you're waiting your cooldowns for. In this game, it's probably gonna be a lot more hectic. So yeah, I of course plan to add quite a bit more drill related abilities in the future, especially when I have a better grasp as to where I want to take the game's direction in terms of combat. I already have a few ideas, though as long as it follows my main game design philosophy of giving a good sense of control to the player, I'd be happy. But more on that in future videos. I've put about 2 weeks worth of work on the game so far, and I've already spent way too many hours just playing around with my movement options, and I think that's a good sign. When you can just idly move around, having fun with your movement abilities the same way you would in a platformer game like Mario Odyssey or Celeste and the like. So that's it for the devlog. Another video coming next week. Don't know how long I can maintain this schedule. So far, I've been consistently uploading weekly, so that's good. While uni is currently on a semestral break, might as well make the most of it. It ends at March 21st. It is technically my last academic semester, since our last semester is for internships. So it's kind of a lot more loose, so we just have to work on our big capstone thesis project that I mentioned in the previous videos. Anyway, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.